Now, this film, I'm going to come out straight away and say is harrowing. This film is harrowing, but it's one of those films that you think it is harrowing, but I think people should see it, and I'm glad that it exists. So this film, it happens almost entirely in the offices of the Red Crescent, and the Red Crescent, if nobody knows what they are, they're like the Red Cross, but they're Muslim. So it's like Red Crescent, and like from Muslim countries, they come together and they come into areas of disaster. And this is set in Gaza. It's set in Gaza and is based on a true story. And it is a film that I essentially pretty much had to desensitize and kind of detach to even watch this film. Because the story is that Hind Rajab is a 6-year-old girl, and in real life, who got trapped in a car that had been shot to pieces in Gaza. And she got trapped in a car, and she phoned up so it transpires that over the phone, she ends up on the phone to the Red Crescent saying, "Come help me, I'm in a car," and it transpires that everybody else in this car is dead but her. And over 7 hours, it's a bit, it's what this film goes. This film goes into the attempt to rescue her and what has to happen and the bureaucracy people have to go through, and then the guy who's in charge of the office, and they have a guy who is just kind of like, we need to help her right now. It's kind of like the trailblazer yelling at his boss, and his boss is like, I can't do that because I need to go speak to these people I need to speak to the Red Cross, who go speak to the Israeli army, who go speak to the defense force and everything like that, and then they can give us a route, and before they can give us a route, then they have to give us a green light before we can send an ambulance in there, because if we send an ambulance in there without all these things happening, the ambulance will get blown up, and I have lost too many aid workers. And that's essentially what's happening throughout this film. And the thing that what they do in this film is that everything you hear from the girl who's in the car, you never see the girl, you only ever hear her voice, but these are the actual recordings that they had. So they actually use the actual recordings of the girl in the film. And then all the actors are acting opposite the girl's actual voice in this film. I mean, it's seeing as this is a story set in Gaza and all that. I don't think it's a spoiler to say it doesn't end well. It does not end well, but I mean it is, and there's multiple times. I feel like especially because of Gaza and everything like that, there's going to be propaganda that's going to be sent out there on both sides. And whenever you're watching anything, you have to be asking yourself, who's telling me this story? Why are they telling me this story? What are they trying to make me feel? But I felt like this walked that tightrope of trying to just pretty much document and just give you like, there's bits where they slip into, like, you have the actors doing it, but there's bits where they keep slipping into like video of the actual people who did this to show you what they did and show you like how faithful the recreation is. But it's almost as if it's trying to point out like, no, this is a recreation, this is the real thing, this is actually what happened. These are the and what it makes you think is just how crazy the whole thing is, and how much that you have all this stuff. People are trying to save a 6-year-old girl who is pretty much begging for someone to come help her on the phone, and they're like, we can't do it because XYZ. And the performances are brilliant. The performances are brilliant in that what they bring to you and what they actually sort of like try and put across. And like whether there's one particular scene where somebody just gets so overwhelmed and everybody's asking for him for something. He just goes and locks himself in the toilet and he says, I am not coming out until something happens. And then it's one of the most touching things that in the middle of all these things, they just start playing a video game. And it's kind of like, almost kind of like this is pointless, this is futile, why are we even doing this? But we need to keep trying to do it because, and then there's once when somebody accuses somebody else and says, it's because of you, people like you, that we are occupied. And I just thought this was a brilliant film. I thought it was a great film. I ended up in the cinema, which someone else who I knew was in the cinema, although I didn't know until I saw him at the end. And he was like, he just turned up not knowing what film there was and just said, oh, I'll see the next thing that's going to be on. And he went to watch it and he came out going, oh my God, that was a bit intense. And I think, yes, it is intense. It is harrowing. It is something that I don't know if I'll ever watch again. But it's something that I think I'm really happy it exists. I think it's Tunisia's entry for the Oscars for best film now in the English language. But I would say, and I would give this a
go for it, Toes. Go for it. This really, I can see that this is
I'm going to say 4.5.
Right.
I'm going to say 4.5. I mean, I think if I was going to go with the emotion of it and everything like that, I would say it's a 5, because you walk out of it and you just kind of go, the recreation is brilliant. It really gets the point across. The fact that they use the girl's voice without trying to recreate and everything, I just think it's a perfect approach to the subject matter. But I would say 4.5, not quite a 5. I don't know quite yet why. But I'll say not quite a 5. It almost feels a bit stupid to be rating something like this when you think about the subject matter of it. And as to whether you see it in the cinema, I would say yes. I would say yes, go see it in the cinema, because I don't think it would be as immersive at home. I don't think it would be as, leaving you alone with your thoughts to just go, oh my God, what the hell, at home. So 4.5 stars for The Voice of Hind Rajab. And now we go to the final, and I got through that without crying, so that's good.
I nearly didn't. I'm damp-eyed here, so.
Yeah. Essentially, make sure you're in the right mood before you go see this film, because it might destroy you.